Y&R Spoilers reveal that Genoa City enters a new summer not only with warm sunshine but also with unpredictable emotional storms, where seemingly stable relationships are put on the brink of storms, and forbidden love affairs are waiting to explode, threatening to sweep away all the inherent standards and order of the city. In that atmosphere, each main character, each couple, each choice and mistake can create a domino effect, shaking the entire upper class and business world as well as individuals who are thirsty for love, revenge, or simply want to live true to their emotions. No one can deny that Sally and Billy have created a strange but attractive alliance recently. They came together from broken and hurt in the past, finding in each other a strange understanding amidst the suspicious looks of Genoa's upper class. But the union of two reckless souls, two strong egos is not just a love story, it is also the fuel for a series of complicated events that follow, especially when Billy is increasingly immersed in his obsession with revenge against the Newman family. For Billy, every alliance is just a stepping stone, every personal relationship is just a tool to achieve the ultimate goal, and this inadvertently makes Sally an unwanted pawn in his revenge game. Sally is not the type of woman who can be easily manipulated or trampled, but with a past full of scratches and a desire to assert herself, she finds it hard to resist Billy's contradictory attraction. The two are drawn together like two small tornadoes in a larger storm that neither of them could foresee. Together they paint a colorful future, hoping to find in each other what their previous relationships did not bring. However, as they get closer, they realize that their partnership is slowly leading to serious consequences. Trust becomes fragile in the face of calculations and secrets that have not yet been revealed. When Billy is determined to lead the Newman family into a final game of revenge, Sally is torn between love and sanity, between continuing to accompany or having to retreat to save herself. In the end, they may have to pay the highest price for choosing to stay together in a world full of ambition and trickery. Meanwhile, the atmosphere in the Chancellor Winter's conference room begins to shake with unexpected romantic impulses, with Lily and Damian at the center of this earthquake. Lily, once a symbol of reason and emotional control, is tired of playing the role of a tough leader. She began to crave something breakthrough, a truly powerful experience, and Damian, with his free-spirited demeanor, his eyes always filled with skepticism and passion, appeared like a strange wind, making the originally stuffy meeting room become more exciting and unpredictable than ever. Damian, behind his elegant and cold appearance, was a wounded soul, having failed in the games of power and love. He did not expect that he would be attracted to Lily, and even less that in the midst of meetings and seemingly normal work exchanges, aroused such intense emotions that could be worth giving up everything. Lily and Damian found in each other a sympathy that was hard to describe, a deep loneliness that only experienced people could fully feel. They knew that there were too many barriers between them: reputation, power, responsibility, and a past that could not be put aside. However, a forbidden kiss, occurring at a moment when all reason is defeated, turns everything into an irreversible truth. It is not just a stolen kiss, but also the opening for a series of upcoming changes. Alliances will be broken, buried secrets are at risk of being exposed, and forgotten love affairs can resurface in the most dramatic way. Besides the two stormy couples, the summer in Genoa City also witnessed the rise of new names such as Holden Novak. Although still a rookie on the map of power and love in this city, Holden quickly attracted attention with his charming appearance, somewhat reckless lifestyle and undisguised desire. Holden's appearance not only stirred up the love lives of several female characters but also indirectly affected the forces that are secretly manipulating Genoa City. In a summer where passion, calculation, and personal tragedies pile up, any relationship can be tested and turned upside down by just one wrong choice or one moment of weakness. As for Damian and Lily, the moment they share a forbidden kiss will become the center of all arguments, gossip, and slander in the workplace and on social media. Just one moment of weakness, all the achievements built up over the years can collapse in an instant. But if they are strong enough to face the storm, brave enough to fight for true feelings, then they will be the new symbol of change, of the desire to live true to themselves no matter how high the price. Finally, Genoa City this summer will no longer be a land of immutable rules, but will become a battlefield of stubborn hearts, of people who are not afraid to love, not afraid to stumble, not willing to live forever in the safe zone. Romantic makeovers, forbidden love affairs, revenge plots, all combine to create a fiery summer picture where only those brave enough to overcome challenges, keep love or find themselves again after the chaos. And when the summer passes, Genoa City may never be the same again, because every wound and every forbidden kiss leaves an indelible mark on every character and loyal audience of The Young and the Restless. Has witnessed many tumultuous dramas, where great secrets can explode and blow away the order that the people here thought they had controlled. But nothing can compare to the weight and shock of the new conspiracy quietly rolling in the heart of the city, the truth about Aristotle Dumas, the mysterious man who manipulated everything from behind the curtain, is none other than Kane Ashby. The ex-husband who seemed to have left Lily forever, now returning with a new cover and unprecedented calculations. The story begins with vague clues, whispers in the hallways and strange social media posts that have made the Young and the Restless fan community stir for weeks. No one could have expected that Cain, the man who once had a complete family with Lily, after so many years apart, would choose to return in the shadows, using the name of Dumas to observe, even control his ex-wife's life. More than just a comeback, this is a most elaborate staging, where every event and every character becomes a pawn in the hands of a mind that has experienced too many events, pain and regret. Amanda Sinclair, a sharp lawyer, did not expect to become the one who contributed to exposing this terrible secret. In the episode aired on May 16, she revealed a key piece of information: Dumas was a special admirer of Lily. To outsiders, it was just a normal comment, but to those who had followed the Cain-Lily story, witnessed their ups and downs, their separations and reunions, this was the first sign of a terrifying undercurrent. As the details come to light, from the way Dumas directs Damian to approach Lily, to the strange, secretive actions hidden behind layers of cover and cryptic orders, the bigger picture becomes clear. Cain is actually controlling everything, not just to satisfy his nostalgia or regrets of the past, but also to control Lily's future, and that of his own broken family. Damian is the most pitiful character in this story. He comes to Genoa City with a complicated past, as Nate's half-brother, but chooses to leave his family behind to embark on a strange world where loyalty and honor are tested every day. Under Dumas' command, Damian is both a henchman and a test subject, always caught between two fragile lines, protecting the honor of his family or following the cold instructions of his boss, whom he has never really understood. Fate continues to tease Damian as he begins to develop feelings for Lily, the woman who was once Cain's world, now the target of a terrifyingly complex plot. At first, Damian sees this as a mission, in order to maintain his boss's trust. But the more he gets to know Lily, the more he is drawn to her gentle yet resilient charm. Lily is both soft and strong, both cold and warm, always knowing how to make those around her feel safe, even with a stranger like Damian. It was during this chaotic period that Lily offered Damian a job at Winters, the biggest test of his loyalty. This event is not only a milestone in their working relationship, but also a test of his personal feelings. Damian is torn between his duty to Dumas and his desire for freedom, between the fear of being discovered and the desire to live true to his heart. He knows that with just one wrong move, both his career and his relationship with Lily can collapse, even leading to disaster for other innocent people. The atmosphere becomes more suffocating than ever. Every time Damian meets Lily, their eyes meet, reflecting an indescribable emotion, both desire and vigilance. The chemistry between the two actors Crystal Khalil and Jermaine Rivers turns each scene into a hidden confrontation of emotions, making the audience unable to take their eyes off this dangerous scene. Damian, from a stranger, is gradually becoming the center of all conflicts, the bridge between Cain's dark past and Lily's unstable present. Meanwhile, Cain, Dumas, is still quietly pulling the strings from the shadows. He does not appear directly, but every order, every plan is carefully scripted, not missing any details. Cain not only wants to test Damian's loyalty, but also to see if Lily can truly move on without him, or if she will be hurt again by the power games he has created. Hidden behind a false identity, Cain feels safe, actively observing and waiting for the right moment to explode, either to expose everything, or to bring Lily back to him as an inseparable part of destiny. Those around, though unaware of the silent war, still clearly feel the tense atmosphere spreading throughout Genoa City. Nate feels the change in Damian, no longer the quiet, reserved brother but begins to express his thoughts and inner conflicts more clearly. Amanda, with the sensitivity of a lawyer, constantly questions Dumas' true motives, about the secrets that she senses are being hidden right before her eyes. All create a suffocating chain of logic. Each choice, each action of Damian can lead to a series of consequences. If he chooses loyalty to Dumas, he will betray himself, lose the chance to love and live his true life. If he chooses Lily, he faces the risk of being exposed, losing everything and dragging the people he loves into danger. As for Lily, she clearly feels the unusual movements in her life. Ever since Damian appeared, she has been haunted by the feeling that someone is watching, manipulating everything from afar. Instinct tells Lily to be careful, but her heart is moved by Damian, a man both close and strange, carrying the same deep wounds she has experienced. However, Lily has never been one to give up easily. She is determined to dig deep to find the truth, even when facing her painful past and the possibility of being betrayed again. As the final layers of masks begin to fall, the biggest question is, who will be the winner in this game of power and emotions? Cain, with his scheming and never-ending desire for control, can he win Lily back as a prize? Does Damian have the courage to break down all barriers and choose his own destiny? Or will Lily, with her intelligence and courage, take the initiative to rewrite her own life story, not letting any man, whether ex-husband or new lover, decide her fate? Just know that, when the truth about Dumas, Kane Ashby is exposed, Genoa City will certainly never be the same. A new and tumultuous chapter awaits, where all assumptions about power, love, honor, and forgiveness are challenged. In the world of the young and the restless, no one is truly safe, and everything can change overnight, especially when the human heart, no matter how strong, is always the most fatal weakness. Genoa City was caught in a whirlwind of secrets, ambitions, and forbidden emotions, where every character was a pawn in a game of power where only the brave and cold-hearted could survive to the end. But amidst the intricate plots and tormented love affairs, no one could stand still longer than the legendary tycoon Victor Newman. The man with the immortal mustache, the cold eyes and the cunning mind watched everything, silently recording every movement, waiting for the opportunity to launch a fatal move. True to the style that the whole city was all too familiar with, Victor was always 3 steps ahead of everyone. From behind the doors of the flashy meeting rooms, Victor sensed something was wrong when the name Aristotle Dumas kept appearing and exerting an increasing influence on the relationships and economic alliances in Genoa City. For most, Dumas was a mysterious figure, appearing like a ghost manipulating power and creating dangerous undercurrents in the business world. But for Victor, no secret can last forever if he truly wants to expose it. Instead of acting hastily, Victor chooses the usual calm, careful, and sophisticated approach. He gives full authority to Michael Baldwin, one of his most trusted right-hand men, to secretly investigate Dumas' true identity. Michael begins his search for clues in silence, without letting any rumors or suspicions from opposing factions slip through. Pieces of the puzzle gradually come to light: strange transactions, personal and business connections, shady money trails and side meetings with people who were close to Kane Ashby in the past. The deeper Michael digs into the darkness, the more he realizes that Dumas is not just a fake name, but also the perfect cover for someone with enough knowledge and reason to return to manipulate everything from behind the curtain. And as the evidence comes together, the bigger picture emerges. Aristotle Dumas is actually Kane Ashby, the man who was once an integral part of Lily's life, now back, not to mend things, but to test and control things in his own way. With that information in hand, Victor knows he holds a valuable card. But he's never one to rush to reveal the truth until it's to his maximum advantage. Instead, Victor watches the action unfold, using Dumas's secret as a tool to bend the tables, threatening or bribing anyone he needs to control, from Chancellor Winters to all the hidden alliances moving silently across Genoa City's power chessboard. No one understands the long game better than Victor Newman, and he always knows when to turn the tables in his favor. Meanwhile, on the emotional front, things are more dangerous than ever. Lily, a woman who has overcome so much trauma, is once again thrust into the center of the storm. Her relationship with Damian, a charming and mysterious man, increasingly exceeds the limits of friendship and moves closer to the abyss of a forbidden love. Damian, initially just a henchman in Dumas's plan, but his heart turns in a completely different direction when his encounters with Lily make him unable to control his emotions. It is a true vibration, no longer a mission or order from the boss, but a desire to be loved and belong, something Damian himself once thought he did not deserve. The atmosphere between Lily and Damian becomes increasingly tense, as the intimacy and vibration continue to increase even though both are aware of the terrible risks behind. Not everyone has the courage to accept a love that can destroy their career, reputation, and even strong family alliances like Winter's. But the inevitable finally happens. In a moment when all barriers are broken, Lily and Damian share a forbidden kiss, a kiss that is not only an explosion of emotions, but also the spark that ignites a series of unprecedented consequences in Genoa City. Rumors spread like wildfire. Witnesses, even if only accidentally, cannot keep a secret from the allure of this scandal. But the biggest consequence is not just the gossip, but the chain reaction that leads to a series of events. Devon, Lily's protective brother, cannot accept that his sister is entangled in a dangerous love affair with a man he does not trust enough. Devon's anger is not only worry for his sister, but also fear of repeating the pain, when Lily has suffered terribly from power plays and betrayals in the past. Devon confronts Damian, demanding that he back off and leave Lily alone, but his insistence only pushes Damian further into a conflict between his loyalty to his boss and his growing love for Lily. When Michael completed his investigation and reported to Victor, the truth had no choice but to explode. Victor did not choose to reveal it immediately, but used that information to create secret agreements, forcing Dumas/Cain to make concessions in some major deals, and at the same time put Damian under his control, forcing him to choose between continuing to obey his boss or ending it all for the love of Lily. Victor wanted everyone to be indebted to him, so that when the situation changed, he would be the only one with enough power to decide who would continue to exist and who would be eliminated from the game. The day Dumas' true identity was exposed to the public was the day Genoa City was in turmoil. Lily painfully realized that the person behind everything was Cain, the person she had loved with all her heart, had given her full trust, and was also the one who broke her. Damian, in the moment of choice, sided with Lily, dared to openly confront Dumas/Cain and accepted all the consequences. Devon, despite his anger and frustration, has to admit that love, no matter how complicated, clumsy, or dangerous, is the only thing that makes people strong enough to overcome the endless power games. The collapse of the Dumas mask marks an unprecedented turning point for all the characters involved. Cain is forced to reveal himself, face his past and irreparable losses, and admit that all his calculations of power ultimately come at the cost of his own happiness. Lily, stronger after the incident, decides not to let anyone control her life anymore. She actively chooses Damian, despite the warnings, gossip, and even the risk of losing everything she has built. Damian, for the first time in his life, feels the value of freedom and dares to sacrifice for the person he loves. And Victor, as always, is the ultimate winner on the chessboard of power. Although he is only standing silently behind, nothing escapes his eyes. Every secret, every person, and every alliance are just pawns in the game where he sets the rules. And in that space, Genoa City witnesses a new era, where every secret can be revealed, every forbidden love has a chance to blossom, and every person, no matter how strong, must eventually face the truth and themselves. Because in the world of the young and the restless, no one can control everything forever, and love, even though it can hurt, is always the only thing that can save everything.